Hi, my name is Dolly, and I'm the admin for the Learning Commons here at UNT Dallas. Today I'm going to talk to you about syllabi and how to use them to your advantage. So why are your syllabi so important? Well, they include a lot of imperative information that you need to succeed in your class. Some of this information includes your faculty's contact information, their office hours, and the textbooks they require for the course. The grading matrix for the class, which means how you will be graded in the class and what counts as an A or B, etc. The major assignments for the class and sometimes a description of those assignments. This can help you plan ahead for the semester. And the syllabus will also include an overall roadmap of what the semester will look like for the class so you know when things will be due. Okay, so let's break down what a typical syllabus looks like. Most syllabi will follow this template with the general course information on the top, followed by the faculty information. Here you can see Dr. Y's contact information, his email, phone number, and physical office location. Dr. Y also provides his Zoom link. This is useful for if you lose his Zoom link so you can go back and find it. After the faculty's information, they will usually list the textbook required for the course. Now let's talk about grades. Most professors will include the major assignments such as exams, homework, attendance, and projects that make up the points in their class. In this example, you can see that Dr. Y has 800 total points possible in this Chemistry 1 class. This consists of 400 points for exams, 200 points for the final exam, 100 points for all of the homework, 50 points for the journal article review, and 50 points for the group presentation. Dr. Y even gives a brief description of each assignment so you have an idea of what these assignments will look like. You can use this points breakdown to see where you will need to put most of your efforts. You should definitely do all of your assignments, but we know that life happens. This way you have a clear example of what is most heavily weighed, i.e. the exams, so that you can decide where to put most of your energy in the class. Another part of determining how you will be graded is looking at the grade breakdown in your syllabus. This is where your faculty member will show you how many points equals an A, a B, and so forth. For example, Dr. Y writes in his syllabus that an A in his Chemistry 1 class equals between 800 points to 716 points, or a 90%. This will help you keep track of where you stand in the class throughout the semester. You can also use this grade breakdown to determine how many points you will need to make an A or a B, etc. This information will also be important if you need to contest a grade after you take the course. Here is another example of what the grade breakdown in your syllabi can look like. This example comes from Professor Harris's English 1313 class. Here, Professor Harris breaks down the assignment's weight based on percentages rather than points, like Dr. Y. He does the same with the grade breakdown. For example, in his English 1313 class, an A will consist of a 90% to 100% in his class. Next, let's talk about the roadmap most professors provide in their syllabi. The majority of professors will list what chapters and assignments will be covered throughout the upcoming weeks throughout the semester. Let's look at Dr. Y's example from his Chemistry 1 syllabus. Here you can see he has plotted out when the exams will be held. In other words, exam 1 will be held during the week of September 14th, and exam 2 will be held during the week of October 5th. And when the homework assignments are due. For example, homework 1 is due the week of August 31st, etc. You can also see that Dr. Y has the group presentation due on December 3rd. This schedule is really helpful because you can use this to plan ahead for your semester. Here's another example of a roadmap from a syllabus. This example comes from Professor Deschamps' English 1313 class. Here, Professor Deschamps provides the week numbers and the major assignments that will be due. He also provides the weekly reading, discussion board, and video assignments that he will post in Canvas. You can use this roadmap to not only get ahead on the major assignments, such as the research paper proposal and topic selection that you can see here in the roadmap, but also to stay on top of the reading assignments and discussion boards. What we really recommend is for you to plot these dates out in your planner, digital calendar, and whatever app you use. This way you can stay on top of your homework assignments and plan ahead for your exams. We advise our students to complete their homework assignments along with the corresponding chapters because it will help you review the materials, and this will help you study for the exams. This will also help you at the end of the semester so that you are not trying to do a semester's worth of homework with finals looming. I also encourage my students to plot out the due dates for all of their assignments from their syllabi in their planners or digital calendars. That way, their assignments for all their classes are more manageable and they can see them all in one place. Now let's talk about assignment instructions in the syllabi, sometimes called rubrics. Sometimes your professor will provide important assignments instructions in their syllabi. This allows you to get a head start on these assignments. This example comes from a communications class. Here, a professor gave a brief description of the major writing assignments in the class. They gave key information such as where detailed instructions for the assignments will be provided on Blackboard and the overall requirements for the assignments. You can review the information and think about how you can plan ahead for the semester. For example, you can get started on the resume assignment by drafting your resume. This example is from a finance class. Here again, the professor gave a brief description of the major writing assignments in the class and where the instructions will be found on Blackboard. The first assignment, the research paper, requires you to have 3 sources cited in APA format. You can get a head start by brainstorming the topic you want to research and finding the sources. You can also get a head start by looking into APA formatting if you are not familiar with it yet, which means you will have less work to do when you get down to writing the paper. This example is from a technical writing class. Here you can see the professor gave a very detailed instruction in their syllabus. When a professor gives you these kinds of detailed instructions, you can really plan ahead and get started on your assignments instead of waiting for them to post the assignments on Canvas. So what does planning ahead actually look like? Here's an example of a calendar marked with my writing deadlines and goals. First, I wrote my due date on my calendar. Then I began putting in deadlines for each step of the writing process, working backwards until I made it to the first step, which is topic selection. I determined that I needed 3 weeks to complete this paper. After selecting a topic, I planned to research and organize my ideas the first week. The second week was for writing the bulk of the paper, and the third week was for revisions. You might notice my note on the 27th for a writing appointment. That leads me to my bonus tip, which is to make an appointment with a writing tutor in the Learning Commons for assistance and feedback on your paper at any stage of the process. Most people like to come when they have a completed draft, and we go over revisions, such as making sure the paper follows requirements and makes sense, correcting APA format and citations, and revising for grammar and sentence structure. You may find it helpful to have another set of eyes look at your paper before you submit it. But remember, our appointments can fill up, so make sure you schedule an appointment ahead of time and give yourself a couple of days to revise after your appointment before you have to submit the assignment. If you come an hour before it's due, our feedback will not be as helpful for you. Any of our tutors can help you plot out deadlines from your syllabi. They can also help you break down your syllabi and find your faculty information. You can schedule appointments through our website, learning.untdallas.edu. Undergraduates can have up to one 45-minute writing appointment per day and up to 3 30-minute STEM appointments per day. You can call or text us at 469-630-1419, and we'd be happy to help you set up an appointment with either writing or STEM. For writing questions, you can email us at lcwriting@untdallas.edu. For STEM questions, you can email us at lcstem@untdallas.edu. To summarize, here are the most important things you can find in your syllabi. You can find your faculty members' contact information and office hours. You can find your textbook information, a roadmap for the semester, a grade breakdown for the course, and the major assignments for the class. And finally, our bonus tip, make an appointment with one of our tutors in the Learning Commons so we can help you break down your syllabi and get organized for the semester. We hope to see you with your syllabi and upcoming assignments. See you soon.